Now, before I get into review of Magic Mike, let me just point something out straight off, right? Who would have thought Channing Tatum, from the guy from the first ever Step Up film, has become like one of Hollywood's sort of like great upcoming actors, and 2012 is literally the year of Channing Tatum. First off, he was good in Haywire. I hadn't seen The Vow, but I've heard he's actually really good in it, and he was amazing in 21 Jump Street. And now he has his sort of, you know, his film that he sort of based around his life as a male stripper. And yeah, a guy, me, going to see a male stripper movie, well, you'd be quite surprised at how sort of good and different this film is to what your mind is probably thinking about. Let's start off with Channing Tatum. This guy literally owns this film. His dance moves are pretty slick, and his character is really interesting. I mean, you understand what he's trying to sort of get by and trying to fulfill his dream. You know, he's an entrepreneur who basically runs just like, he does so many jobs and whatnot, and plus also with the stripping and whatnot, but he wants to fulfill his own dream, and the only way he can get that is by doing all these jobs, trying to save up a lot of money. And you kind of see like he has problems with the way that he fulfills his job and whatnot, and the sort of price that it pays. And the third act really shows it really well. Alex Priffer is like the kid, he's kind of like the newbie, and it's quite to see it, the transition from the way he kind of started off, like you see him start the film, to sort of now, but we also see the sort of change with him, and this is what I kind of feel of what most young guys kind of act like these days, and you know, they get quite full of themselves. But before I get on to some of the disappointments, let me just talk about Matthew McConaughey. Like, this guy, I feel as though he was having fun with this film, but then there was probably some points he didn't really like the fun. I find when he gets to the all serious mode, it's not as fun and he's not really enjoying it, but when he's like the sort of stripping and whatnot, that's when you see him having fun. And you kind of tell that this guy probably started stripping at a young age, and because he's so old that he can't do anything else, and that's why he probably stays as a stripper or host like the club and whatnot. But the surprising thing is, it's actually really interesting for guys to go and watch it. Besides all the male strippers and whatnot, you know, there are a couple of like hotties for us guys to look at, but it's quite interesting to see the sort of lifestyle of strippers, presumably male strippers. And I think that that's what sort of saves this film from being just a stripper movie. But what doesn't really help, I think, with the film is Chloe Horne. I think she is good in this film. Like, I think as though like she didn't really want to be in this film at all, but that actually helps the film. The only problem is I think she overacts a lot of film, and she has this laugh, and it just feels forced. Like, it's not really like a genuine laugh, it just feels, it's more forced, and it kind of puts the film down a grade. But also what I really have a big problem actually with the film is the end. Like, the film ends in a way like you just want to find out more what happens like after the big blowout and what after like the third act and whatnot. It just ends and that's practically it. But did I enjoy the film? I did enjoy the film. I think this film is a good time, and for that it's only going to get like a 6.5 out of 10. Like, I think women are going to go and see it for the male strippers, and guys are going to be forced to go and see it with their girlfriends. But listen here guys, would you rather watch this or a Twilight movie?